Hello, my name is Kleber Carvalho, and today I will talk about 5 things you need to know about IBM Cloud. So let's get started. Well, the first thing you need to know is modern cloud services. Today, when we compare the main cloud providers and IBM Cloud, there are no differences between services, meaning all the services that IBM Cloud has, the other cloud providers also have, and vice versa, but with some differentiators. For example, IBM Cloud has an MZR, a multi-zone region in São Paulo, and with that, you have 3 data centers within this zone, and you can create services within these 3 data centers, enabling high availability of these services. In addition, we have virtual service in VPC infrastructure, which is a modern infrastructure, and you can create virtual service in both public and private networks using the concept of VPC, which is virtual private cloud. We also have the concept of PaaS, right? Platform as a service. So if I need to run an application quickly, I can also run it within a service called Code Engine in IBM Cloud. But this service is also serverless, meaning you don't have to manage the infrastructure. I can run within this service container applications and Dockers, jobs, and also functions, meaning the functions, the cloud functions, all within this same service called Code Engine. We also have database as a service. We have various types of databases, both relational and non-relational, where you create the service, meaning you create the database and start using it without worrying about the infrastructure. We have, for example, DB2 as a service, MySQL, PostgreSQL. Yes, we have, for example, MongoDB, Redis as a service, and some other databases. So we also have databases as a service in IBM Cloud. We also have Kubernetes, and then we talk about managed services. We have managed Kubernetes on IBM Cloud, just as we have OpenShift also managed on IBM Cloud. Here is an example of provisioning using OpenShift. Okay, here I have some interesting information. So down here I have the part of my work node. Remembering that it is a managed service, I don't worry about the master node. I have here an example of two work nodes with these configurations here. On my right side, I have a summary of this provisioning. I can choose this summary in either Brazilian reais or United States dollars. So I configure this in my portal to display it in the way I find most appropriate. I have the option to purchase a license, that is, along with the provisioning of OpenShift. I purchase the OpenShift license, which is provided by Red Hat, and I also have the possibility to bring a license that I already have. So eu posso ver istedi, eu posso what IBM's OpenShift is only managed OpenShift today that allows you to bring, if you already have the license, you don't pay for a duplicate license here on IBM's OpenShift. Well, 2. What do we have? We have physical servers in IBM Cloud. Well, what is the advantage of having it? Well, I have a bare metal, a physical server in IBM Cloud where I can install things on it. I can use it as a hypervisor, for example. I can install a hypervisor on it, for example, a VMware, which I can bring onto it. I can have a VMware on it, a VMware hypervisor. I can use Linux distributions here, and for example, I install a KVM on it. I can have a Microsoft Hyper-V on it. I can have Citrix on it, or even bring the operating system. So there are several advantages to having a bare metal in the cloud, and IBM Cloud provides this for you. 3, we have VMware in IBM Cloud. That is the VMware solution in IBM Cloud. What does that mean? Of that, I have several options. I have a more manual option here where I will have access to this server cluster. So if I prefer to get hands-on and do an installation, I have that option. I have more automated options where I leave some services under the responsibility of IBM Cloud. And I also have the option here to use it as a service, meaning I leave everything under IBM Cloud's responsibility, a fully managed VMware service.
4, here I have virtual servers in Power.
So for those who don't know, Power is a server architecture that IBM sells a lot. So we have many clients using it on-premise, and now we have virtual servers in IBM Cloud. So here is a little example. Look, here I am showing the instances of this server, okay? I have the image here. In this case, it's a Linux. So here it selects which version of the operating system. It's the operating system in this case. I have here a profile of my machine, that machine an S922. Here I have the number of cores, that is, of virtual server and memory. I also have the storage part and network interface. And on my right side, I have the summary of my provisioning here with its price as well. 5, and lastly, I have CP solutions in IBM Cloud. And why is it good to mention this? Because we have several options, often options that other cloud providers do not have. So as we already mentioned, we have physical servers, right, in bare metal x86 architecture. And we also have virtual servers, both in Power, so the LPARs, they run SAP, they are compatible with SAP. And we also have virtual servers that run SAP. So IBM Cloud provides several options for you to run SAP in IBM Cloud. Well, that's it. Those were the 5 important things you need to know about IBM Cloud. So want to learn a little more about IBM Cloud? Visit cloud.ibm.com. That's it. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.